You want to get
Well,
this?
I'm ready.
You ready? You ready?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
All right. Ready in 5, 4,
We're
3,
going on a trip.
2. Oh man, it's good to be back.
Welcome back, guys.
Welcome to the podcast, guys. Broskies
Yeah.
and Brewskis here, coming to you live from the Cloud Station.
Choo
Coming to
choo.
you live, choo choo, motherfucking choo.
Mm-hmm.
Coming to you live all the way in 2020. Wow, look at that. New year,
New year, new us.
new year, new me. I'm gonna lose like negative pounds somehow.
Yeah, I don't make New Year's resolutions.
I'm gonna cancel my gym membership. That's how New Year's I am. I'm gonna cancel it.
You think gyms love the new year because they get all these new
Of course they'd love it, but that's
new
besides the point. Let's not
subscriptions?
get off into the abyss here.
Yeah, that's
How you
true.
guys doing? Doing all right? And you doing good?
Yeah, I'm great.
Listen, we've been gone. We haven't been here, and that's just like a modern American family to just dip out. But like we're trying to not be a modern American family because we said on the podcast that you guys are fam. Because you guys are fam, you're fam.
Yeah.
You're Broskins and Brewskis fam. And we dipped out a little bit, a little unannounced, a lot unannounced. And for that, we apologize. We just needed to take a little bit of a break to regroup, a little winter break, if you will.
Yes.
To regroup and figure out what we wanted to do with the podcast and just to bring, to come together, put our beautiful minds together, Ian and I, and come up with a great plan for 2020 to really just come out the gate running and just hit you guys with just some fan freaking tastic content that you guys are hopefully going to eat up like little fat kids at Christmas, just
Or
eat up.
Hanukkah if you're Jewish.
Yeah,
Or
that too.
Kwanzaa.
Just eat it up, So we're just, we need to take a little bit of a break, and we apologize for not being super just like open about that and telling you guys beforehand. A lot of it just kind of came as it came, and we were just dealing with it as we were dealing with it. It was finals for Ian. So he was super busy. Peak season for me, also peak season for Ian as well, but our peak seasons are a bit different. He deals with many customers and store, and I deal with many boxes on your porch. Different, totally different levels of stress, or types of stress, not levels of stress. Stress levels are pretty much the same. We'd be stressing. Not so much anymore. Peak season's kind of over. It's dying down. And we're definitely happy for that now. It's just getting ready for tax season.
There was a lot of rude people.
Oh yeah, rude people all across the board, porch pirates and whatnot. But let me tell you why we're here today, guys. Let me tell you why we're here. So we're coming at you with 2 episodes a week now. That's right, 2 episodes a week. We're gonna hit you with an episode on Wednesday, or sorry, not on Wednesday. We're gonna hit you with an episode on Thursday every week, and that's gonna be a totally different show than what you guys are used to. Not completely different because it's what you guys are used to, but we're breaking it down. We're breaking it down so we can get you guys some more focused content, some content that hopefully some people can like one part of it, and maybe some people who don't really, fuck with that first part can come later next week, or not like next week, come later on in the week for the second part. So our first part is going to be Bros, Brews, and Reviews, which is what you guys are listening to right now. This is Bros, Brews, and Reviews, the very first episode of it. So, hey,
yeah,
congratulations, us! And in this episode, we're going to be doing a tier list for you guys of our top films of 2019 that we went to go see. And other episodes, following this are going to just be basically all of our movie reviews that we would do on the normal podcast, all our TV, reviews, any news that has to do with movies and television. That's that's its home here on Bros, Brews, and Reviews. Now, on Sundays, we're gonna still be hitting you with our Sunday podcast, and on Sundays, we're gonna be hitting you with Bros, Brews, and Reviews.
You said reviews twice. It's news.
My bad. You're right, Ian. This is why we have you. This is why we have you. Correct me when I'm an idiot. So, and on Sundays, we're gonna come at you guys with our second part of your podcast listening for the week, which will be Bros, Brews, and News, which will basically consist of, from our old podcast, all of our controversies, all of our world news stories, all of our local news stories, anything that was deemed worthy to talk about, from that week, this past week. We'll be chatting about it there. So that's what we got coming for you guys. 2 podcasts a week. Count them. 2, 1, 2. You can count it. I know you can. You passed algebra, right? Third grade math, maybe. Addition. I don't know. I failed calculus my first time, but I'm sure you guys can count to 2. I believe in you. If you can't, ask your mom. Anyway, so 2 podcasts a week. 1 on Thursday, 1 on Sunday, and this is our Thursday podcast. And with that being said, let's get into the shits.
Yep. Well, what are we drinking today?
Ian, this is something that you brought.
I did, yeah.
In the new year, we are sticking with our tequila tradition.
It's Cazadores. Is that how you would pronounce it?
Cazadores.
Tequila Blanco.
Yeah, you gotta say it like you've been eating dirt for a few days. Cazadores.
It's I'm sure it's I don't know, I got it from my mom. It's 100% agave. I can't speak.
Agave.
It's tequila. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. It's tequila. It's 40% alcohol. So it's hard.
And I accidentally overpoured our shots, people. So we're starting off the new year with a shot and a half.
Yes, we are. And also, I think we should talk about the brew.
Oh, let's hit the shots first, and then we'll talk about.
I want to have a.
You want to what?
I want to chase.
You want to chase? Oh, don't be a little baby back, bitch. Come on, it's 2020, baby. You ready?
Sure.
First shot of the new year. Click that glass stick.
I can smell it from here.
I love to smell it.
Ugh. I don't know if I'm ready.
Oh, that was so smooth.
It's top shelf.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I didn't know tequila could taste like that.
Yeah.
Oh my, that was like water. Hit me again. Hit me again.
No.
Hit me again.
No, we gotta save it.
Bartender.
No.
Hit me.
No.
Hit me, please.
I'm smacking your hand out of the way.
We're buying more of that. That's probably the tastiest tequila I've ever tasted.
This bottle is probably really expensive.
I don't give a fuck.
All right. So what are we drinking?
All right. So we're trying to as we're going into the new year, guys, we're also going to cut out all that mixed drink BS that we were doing. Unless you guys like that. I mean, no, it doesn't matter if you guys did like that. If you did, that's awesome, and we're glad that you did. But we're not bringing it back unless it's for a special occasion. We want to keep true to what our brand says, and we are broskies and brewskis here. All right, and a brewski just isn't a mixed drink.
No, it's not.
So we're sticking to drinking only brews on the podcast, with the exception of our tequila boys, because that has become a podcast staple here at B&B. So we have to stick with those tequila boys. But what we're drinking today, Ian, you picked this one out.
I did.
Yeah, you want to talk
brewed
about
by
it?
Thirsty Dog Brewing Company.
Mm-hmm.
It's IPA. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of IPA, but I do like orange in my beer.
Yeah.
And this is called a Bloodhound Orange. They're sticking with the theme of a thirsty dog. Woof woof.
Woof.
And so it's a Bloodhound Orange IPA, an Indian pale ale with blood oranges in it. So let's try this Thirsty Dog here.
Crack mine open, baby.
Sorry. There we go.
Thanks, babe. I love you.
You can smell the orange.
Dude, oh god, you can, but it smells like orange peel. It doesn't really smell like orange.
Well, that's what they brewed with. You know, they threw some. That's
Just
how
orange
Blue
peels?
Moon. Yeah.
I don't want to eat an orange peel though. I want to eat an orange. Brew my shit with oranges, please. All right, let's check this out.
It tastes like a
Just tastes like a hard version of Shock Top, like a harder Shock Top.
I was thinking of that when Bud Light did that Bud Light Orange.
It also tastes like that, but a harder version because that one's it's a lager and it's a lot lighter. This isn't bad.
No, I enjoy it.
I feel like you would because it's a weaker IPA, 5.7%, not too bad. I enjoy this though.
I do too. I like it. We need to maybe start a little collection. Save a bottle per episode.
Yeah, a bottle per 6-pack.
Yeah.
You said? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I like that. Bottle per 6-pack. That's what we're doing in 2020, guys. So we're sticking with our broski brewski name. We're giving you 2 podcasts. Oh, excuse me. we're coming out with a lot more content on our Instagram and our YouTube. Okay, we're getting episodes and clips ready for you guys. Already ready for you guys, actually. So check us out, Broskies and Brewskis at YouTube. Okay, same name, same place, same time, same face. Check us out, YouTube, Instagram. We're coming at you this year with all sorts of new things, and stay tuned for our Patreon. That's going to be coming out soon with some exclusive content for you guys, exclusive stuff. So we'll keep you guys updated on the Patreon. What'd you say?
I said, who knows what we'll show?
Who knows what we'll show? Ian's left toe? Who knows?
My sex tape?
My sex tape with Ian? Who knows?
That's a little hot.
The sky's the limit, guys. But, we just, we love you guys. We appreciate those of you that still listen to us or still want to listen to us. I know we dipped out, but
we didn't dip out in a bad way. We didn't just say fuck it. We just were
super busy and stressed.
Oh yeah, I was stressed.
We needed to get the pulling on the reins and get this podcast our baby, because this is our baby. This is Ian and I have an immaculate conception that is Broskies and Brewskis podcast. This is our baby, and we want to treat her right. So yes, we did play the role of the father, and we left for the milk. We left for that carton of milk, but we came back. That's the part, though. That's the kicker.
We actually came back.
With
milk.
With blood orange IPAs
and milk
and
a pack of cigs
and a lady named Wendy that we met. That's a friend, not a replacement for mom, but a friend.
All right. Well, let's start off 2019 right.
2020.
No, I'm sorry. Let's recall 2019 right.
But also start off 2020
right. Yes. Well, what was the first movie we went to go see, my friend?
Would be Glass. So we're doing our tier list right now, guys. This is
Marquez's tier list.
Oh yeah, I guess I am starting first. All right. So Glass, it's Universal Pictures. Directed by M. Night Shyamalan, came out January 2019. And it was a theatrical release. So let's see. So we got S rank, A rank, B rank, C rank, D rank, E rank, F rank, and that's in descending order of best to worst for anyone who is unfamiliar with tier list. Okay. Now, Glass, I liked Glass. Glass was an interesting movie. I did fall asleep a little bit while seeing it. But I have seen it again since the movie, so I can comment on the entire movie. It came out on HBO maybe during the summer, and I rewatched it again. So and even after that second rewatch, I would say I'm gonna put Glass. Glass was a solid. It's a solid B movie for me. Solid B, straight solid B. I enjoyed the fact that it was an original story. What I didn't enjoy was the choices that they made story wise. I feel like they talked a lot about this battle that was supposed to happen in the city, and it sounded like it could have been really cool, but it didn't happen. And a lot of other things happened instead, without giving too many spoilers, that were still cool, but just paled in comparison to how big they talked up this other battle. So that's what I'm gonna put that. Moving on from there, next would be Captain Marvel. It's a Disney Marvel movie. There were two directors for this.
Yes.
Anna Oden and Ryan Fleck. Came out March 8th, and this was also a theatrical release. And this is an easy F tier. Easy.
Man.
Easy.
Oh, you grabbed on here. Hit.
Where'd it go?
Control. Let's see. Here, go back. You grabbed onto the picture itself, and not the file.
Where'd it go?
Not the folder.
She dipped.
She did dip.
That makes so much sense, though. She shouldn't even be on the list. It was such a bad movie. Careful with the mic.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'll back up for you.
Yeah, you got to make sure there's like a little window. You see that thing?
Yeah.
So when you click on it, when you click on that little circle, that means that you want to grab the actual picture in the window. You don't want to do that.
Oh, so what am I actually
You just want to just grab it and take it. And not,
okay.
Yeah, it's kind of sensitive.
All right. We got it. All right, Brie Larson. F tier. Easy. Easy. That movie had so much feminism pandering, like
Yes,
pandering
that is true.
feminism that and here's the thing, and for those who are uninitiated and don't listen to the podcast that much, we can consider ourselves feminists. We like women, and we are. That doesn't make sense. That sounds so pompous and arrogant. We yes, we like women, but we like equality, and we want equality.
We want
for
the best
yeah, we
representation.
want
Yes.
equality for women. What we don't like is we don't like when movies sacrifice the like trying to send a message for plot.
Yes.
Because there's
Yeah.
ways to do it, and there's ways to do it fantastically. Ever heard of the movie Alien? What's her name? Sigourney Weaver. Ever heard of her?
The
Ever heard of
Terminator.
the Terminator? I can't remember her name.
What is her main name? I don't know her name personally, but I can't remember her name.
Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's
There's
a
a
ton.
lot of good women
There's
leading actor movies.
There's a ton when they're just like super powerful and doing like all types of dope stuff, and we're here for it. We love that. We love it. Captain Marvel, bad movie.
Yeah.
Bad
Only
plot.
one of the really only bad Disney Marvel. Probably.
Probably the worst.
Yeah.
Probably definitely the worst. Which
No.
which sucks.
For me, it would have been Iron Man 2.
That's no. Get out of here.
We're not going to argue about this.
Iron Man 2 was fun to watch.
This is 2019 tier list.
Yeah, you're right. All right, next movie. So Us. Ooh, fun movie. Universal Pictures. Jordan Peele came out in 2022, and this was a theatrical release. This was his not sequel, but this was his second directorial debut. Next to what's that film called? The other film?
Get Out.
Get Out.
Yeah.
We were all waiting this film. We were all
Yes.
waiting to see how this film was going to do. Do we like it or do we not like it? How do we feel about it? And I honestly, I don't know, dude. I feel like he delivered. I feel like that movie was fantastic. That movie, in all honesty, there's nothing bad I can say about that film. I think it's got to go S tier, dude. It's that's gonna be my first S tier, and I haven't thought about this until now, but I'm gonna have to put it S tier. There's nothing bad about it. It's a fantastic film. You know, the story was interesting. Shazam. All right, Shazam. Warner Brothers DC Entertainment, directed by David Sandberg, came out March 15th in a theatrical release. Now, this film, we definitely had some gripes with this when we reviewed it on the podcast. There was definitely some gripes with this film, and I still feel just about the same. Solid C. Solid C film. It wasn't terrible. Probably one of the better DC films that have come out as of late. It pales in comparison to the likes of like Wonder Woman. That movie was way better than Shazam.
Yeah.
Shazam just had a couple plot things that could maybe be minute to some people, but for me they were like pretty big things. Like the whole Billy Batson, like no one ever said the name of the villains, but then the one villain, sorry, but all the kids just somehow knew what the villains' names were, and they were like, "Yeah, it's so and so," and you're just like, "Who told you this?
Yeah,
who told you this?"
They skipped a few things.
Yeah, it was an interesting origin story. Not terrible, but definitely not worth an A or B or an S. In my opinion.
The actor did a good job. I think
he's the dude from Pitch Perfect. Yeah, Zachary Levi from Pitch Perfect. He actually did a really good job. That dude beefed the fuck up for this film.
Yeah.
My God. All right, this one's easy. Hellboy, Lionsgate, directed by Neil Marshall. Came out April 12th. Theatrical release, F tier.
Yeah.
Easy. Easy peasy. Your movie sucked. I'm sorry, but David Arbor, you're great. You're a great actor. And I feel like he gave his all on that role. You could tell that he was really into trying to be Hellboy. That script was just booty cheeks, straight booty cheeks.
Well, I'm sure they promised him a franchise. He was like,
they probably did, and that would have been cool if they would have done it right. My first indication that this film was going down the drain was when the first showing of what Hellboy looked like. When they first showed what the new look of Hellboy, I was like, no. And maybe that's mainly because David Arbor's face looks a lot different than Ron Perlman's face. And I'm sure that's a lot of it, but it still looked weird to me. I was just like, I'm just too used to Ron Perlman's Hellboy. I don't want
Yeah.
to see this
I think
this
a lot of
David
people
Arbor.
are.
Ugh. All right. Here's a good one. Avengers Endgame. Disney Marvel, directed by the Russo brothers, Anthony and Joe. Came out April 26th. Theatrical release. Easy S tier. If this isn't in everyone's S tier, you don't like movies. Like, you just don't like movies at all. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Watch good movies. That's a good one if you haven't seen it. Do I even need to really explain? All right, let me give a 10-second explanation of why Endgame isn't in the best. You you took like what, like 20 something plus films, and were able to balance every single character in there, give everyone just enough screen time without, making it seem just like, oh, it's cameo after cameo after cameo, and threaded this beautiful story, throughout this like 3 hour experience. But it didn't feel like it was a daunting 3 hours. And that's something that I loved about this film. When you watch it, you're investing 3 hours of your time, but it does not feel like you're actually sitting
No,
there for 3 hours. The
you're
movie
right.
just pulls you along with its story.
Yeah,
Just
you're
pulls
very
you
right.
along into the very end. Like I love it. I love it. Great movie. All right. Here's our first Netflix film, Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Vile, Shockingly Evil and Vile. Netflix film directed by Joe Berlinger, came out May 3rd. And like I said, this was a Netflix film. This was a
Zac
very
Efron.
interesting film. I had never really knew about Ted Bundy. This was the Ted Bundy movie starring Zac Efron.
Yes.
And there was a huge controversy when this first came out because everyone's like pissed off, like, oh, why are you gonna cast Zac Efron? He's a pretty boy. And it's like, newsflash, even I knew, someone who didn't even know jack doo-doo squat about Ted Bundy. Even I knew that the dude was said to be a good-looking dude.
Mhm.
That was like part of his whole stick, was that he was a good-looking dude, and he was unsuspecting. People trusted him. Women trusted him. They felt comfortable around him because he was a smooth talker, good-looking dude, and he would get women to invite him in, basically get him close, and then he'd do his nasty thing. So it's like people were upset for absolutely no reason, and it definitely made me a bit apprehensive about watching the film because I didn't really know that much about him, and I'm like, people are hating on it, and I know that he was supposed to look this way, but I'm like, people are hating on it before it even comes out. Is it gonna be good? Because then I started thinking like, okay, well, I haven't really seen Zach in like a ton of movies that I'm like, this is it, man, this is it. Like you did real good. Not that he's a
Not
terrible
even.
actor.
Not even. What was that musical he was in?
Oh, Greatest Showman.
Yeah. I mean,
I feel like musicals like that are a bit different because I don't know. I guess he did do pretty good in that. Let me take that back. He did do pretty good in The Greatest Showman. I'll take that back. So let me rate this. All right. I'm going to put this movie solid B. Solid B, for sure. I enjoyed it. I'd recommend it to anyone. Now, Pokemon Detective Pikachu. Warner Brothers, and directed by Rob Letterman. Came out May 10th. And it was a theatrical release. And you know where I'm putting this. You already know where I'm putting it. Easy. F tier. Terrible ass movie. This movie, I already, Ian knew I wasn't excited to see this.
No.
I wasn't excited to see this. I talked about this so long about how I wasn't excited to see this.
You just hate Ryan Reynolds so much.
I don't hate Ryan Reynolds. I dislike, I'm not a huge fan of actors being themselves as characters and not acting. I don't like when you cast like think about Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp is the very opposite of actors like Ryan Reynolds are sometimes, and until most recently Adam Sandler or Jim Carrey. Like Johnny Depp is an actor who really embodies a character. Like when Johnny Depp plays a role, you're not like, oh, that's Johnny Depp. You don't see his acting as an antithesis of who he is as just a person and an actor, because he's really always in some character, he's in some role. I see him. He's Jack Sparrow. He's the Lone Ranger. He's Sweeney Todd. he's the he's the Mad Hatter or whatever. Like he is these characters. He's not Johnny Depp. Ryan Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds in every single role he plays. He acts the exact same.
I will agree with that. That is true.
But that's what I mean. That's why and it's not like I dislike him as a person. He seems like a really great dude, really funny dude. I'm just not a huge fan of actors that act in that way and they get casted in that way because I feel like it limits your actual ability. And people, there's a market for it. Obviously, people love these films that he's in and stuff like that. But sometimes, and a lot of times, actually, you find that that audience might just be growing smaller and smaller, or that film just might not hit the way you thought it would have. Example: Adam Sandler, Jack and Jill. Adam Sandler being Adam Sandler, but people hated that movie.
There's a lot of Adam Sandler movies where Adam Sandler is just Adam Sandler and people hate
it. Exactly, and Detective Pikachu, I didn't actually dislike this movie. It's not an F tier because solely because of that fact. It's more of an F tier because the whole plot of this movie was based around the fact that this kid's dad died and he didn't know why his dad died and he needed to figure out why his dad died. I'm just going to go ahead and spoil this guy for you so you guys don't have to watch the movie. So spoiler alert, his dad dies and he doesn't know why. He comes to the city to figure out why, and then he meets up with Detective Pikachu, voiced by Ryan Reynolds. But in the flashback that we already saw, that Ryan Reynolds is his dad. So you're like,
yeah, they didn't do a good job hiding that.
No, they did. They literally revealed the plot twist early in the first act of the film. You pretty much kind of knew that Pikachu was his dad. Somehow his conscious, slipped into Pikachu or whatever. And it was and they made no sense because if he has the same voice as your dad, how are you going to go the entire film and not be like, hey, you kind of sound like my dad? That's a little weird. So when they did the little reveal, it was just like, we knew this. Why are you trying to act like this is a ta-da moment? This is not a ta-da moment. F tier, easy. Moving on. All right, Godzilla. So this is Warner Brothers, directed by Michael Daughtry. Is that Daughtry
we're not. No, that's. I'm sorry, that's the wrong band. That's the Fray. It's like, what did Daughtry sing?
He had some song called Home or something like that, or.
Oh, no, he did. You had a bad day.
No, that's not Daughtry.
That is
no,
Daughtry.
It's not.
I thought that was
taking the dough to do.
Yeah, I thought that was
that's
Daughtry.
Not Daughtry.
Is it not Daughtry? I swear it's Daughtry.
I'm trying to think of a Daughtry song. That's so. This is like showing our age.
Where
right here.
did I go? That's the Fray. That's the Fray.
No. I'm not. I'm not even gonna touch
Anywho, besides Daughtry fans out there for American Idol people,
what are you saying?
American Idol. He was on American Idol.
Oh, you were saying anywho, so I thought you were gonna say more than that.
No. Just continue on with you, tier.
All right, Ian. Okay, Godzilla. Godzilla was a pretty solid movie. I don't think you liked it that much when we saw it, but I remember. Right. I liked it. It was pretty solid. I'm gonna put Godzilla. A B. A B. It's watchable. It's so watchable. It is. Not that anything in C list or C tier isn't watchable, because Shazam is definitely watchable. But if you're really, if you're a stickler for plot, things about the plot are gonna make you go, what? There's really nothing that's plot wise wrong with Godzilla. They just didn't do a lot with it. It was just kind of like, hey, he's here, and I remember what I didn't like about the film. I didn't like the story of the mom. The mom was a total asshole.
Oh, she was.
Worst mom of the year. Oh my god. She had a kid too, and it was Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things, and she was the worst mom of the year. She's literally she basically sold out her baby dad and her kid so she could have a chance to hopefully control the monsters, and it was just dumb. She was double agent working for the bad guy. Then she tried to redeem herself at the end. You put your daughter in this shitty situation with your terrible parenting choices. Oh my lord. All right. Oh, here's a fun one. Dark Phoenix. Fox Marvel.
Rub my hands together.
Yeah, rub your hands together. Let's get a little friction going here. Dark Phoenix. Fox Marvel, director Simon Kinberg, never heard of you. Came out June 7th, theatrical release. Easy. F tier. Easy, easy, easy. Here's the thing that's terrible about this movie. Don't make a movie with plot and with characters that you don't have the rights to. Don't do it. You know why? Because you can't explain why they're there. You can't name them by name.
Well, explain. Explain what characters that they didn't have the rights to.
They tried to use the scrolls. No, they tried to use
the scrolls.
Was it the Kree or the scrolls?
It was the scrolls.
It was the scrolls. They tried to use the scrolls, how they can do their shape-shifting powers and whatnot, and they tried to use them as the main villains. They even had Jessica Chastain in the movie. Come on, Jessica Chastain deserved better than this. She's a fantastic actor. She deserved better than this. And she was a Skrull, and she had no name. There was no name. They had these it was nameless aliens, and they couldn't even make them look similar to too similar to what the Skrulls look like, or they would have gotten in trouble. They even they were even similar. There was comparisons between Dark Phoenix and Captain Marvel, and they were almost gonna get in hot water for that because of one of the final scenes in Dark Phoenix. The Phoenix goes up into the air and goes all Captain Marvel basically, and lights all up and big flames and shoots beams and stuff like that. And that's pretty much very reminiscent of the final scenes of Captain Marvel. She does pretty much the same damn thing. It was just
it's sad.
Very bad.
It's sad
ending
really.
To X-Men on Fox's side.
It is really sad because both have great storylines. Both of the comic books, great storylines.
Fantastic. Dark Phoenix is one of my favorite comic book storylines, and they took a big old doo-doo crap all over it. You heard that. Doo-doo crap. That's what I said. All right, moving on. Child's Play. Orion Pictures, directed by Lars Klevberg, came out June 20th, theatrical release. This was a surprisingly very enjoyable film. Mark Hamill directed Chucky. Not directed, sorry. He voiced Chucky.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know, Mark Hamill famously voice acted the Joker in the Batman animated series. He's Han Solo.
No, Skywalker.
He's Luke Skywalker. Sorry. He's Luke Skywalker. You know, he's done a lot, and he's pretty well known. And for him to pick up the mantle of being Chucky in this new series was interesting. I liked it. And it was a very millennial take on the classic slasher.
Yeah.
Very, very millennial. And you've seen, because I think before we saw Child's Play, you still hadn't seen the original Chucky's yet.
No,
but we've watched two, right? Together?
Yes.
So after seeing those two and then seeing that one, would you agree with me that that really is a millennial take?
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
It was interesting. There was drones everywhere, and it just the way that they chose to do the humor.
I feel like the original Chuckies were a take on their generation. You know what I mean? So
you think so?
Yeah. I mean,
even the first one.
I will say, movies tend to date themselves, but I mean, we're going to date themselves in the future because things are going to be just more easy to hand. You know what I mean? Drones weren't back in the past. You know what I mean? But it's just now that drones are becoming a more and more big of a thing. It's
just like how we have e-cigs and jewel pods in movies now. Nowadays.
Yeah, people used to just smoke cigs. Now
but in a lot of older movies, kids are just smoking cigarettes. I guess you're right. You have a good point there, Ian. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put Child's Play. That's my first A. That's a really good film. You should watch it. If you haven't seen it, watch it. If you like scary movies, watch it. It's really not that scary. Now, Annabelle Comes Home. New Line Cinema, directed by Gary Dauberman, came out June 26th, theatrical release. Annabelle Comes Home was actually really good. I enjoyed it a lot. There was maybe one or two CGI effects that I was kind of it's a little off there. But I'm still going to go ahead and put it A tier for the story. And also for being able to have so many movies in your film franchise that all pretty much feel very consistent. And this is I don't even know, the 6th or 7th installment in there. And it's a horror movie franchise at that. Name another horror movie franchise that can keep this consistent. I mean, no, what I'm saying, there's
not a lot.
There isn't. Yes, you have the the Friday the 13th and the Nightmare on Elm Street, but they don't really stay. They don't all stay consistent in terms of the amount of like about the likability. How
The
many
quality.
people go? Yeah, the quality. Like there's a lot of people that might say, "Oh yeah, I really like 1 and 3," or like 1 and 2 or something like that. But there's not gonna be a lot of people that say, "Yeah, I like Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy in Space." Like there's like, which isn't a movie, but there is a couple weird ones that
There is a
made.
Jason in Space.
I know that. That's Jason X.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Which I enjoyed it, but like if I go watch it now, I'd probably be like, this is the dumbest movie I've ever seen. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that at A tier. I liked it a lot. Good movie to see. Now, Spider-Man: Far From Home. This is made by Sony Pictures and Disney Marvel. That was their collab, their little, hey, let's work together before we hate each other.
Have a big
big falling out.
Yeah.
Directed by John Watts, came out June 26th. Theatrical release, solid film. A tier. Easy A tier. Nothing really bad to say about that. I guess the only reason why it's not S tier is I feel like it just doesn't deserve to be S tier. It's just it's a solid film, but it's not that good.
Yeah, it's not groundbreaking.
Yeah, it's not groundbreaking. Oh, here's one I'm excited about. Midsummer, Company A24, directed by Ari Aster, date July 3rd, theatrical release. This movie, easy S tier for me. Easy S tier. This was Ari Aster's second directorial debut, second directorial go around after his famous Hereditary that came out the year before, or maybe 2 years before. And that one got critical acclaim. Like, people loved it, thought it was super scary, super inventive, super original, and he wrote this as well. And the thing I love so much about this film is it's able to achieve horror in broad daylight. There's like maybe 1 or 2 night scenes, and nothing even really happens in the night. And I love that. All of it, all of the uneasiness, all of the tension, all of the scares, all of the horror comes in broad daylight, and it does it so masterfully, so beautifully. It's really a true testament to this director's like knowledge of storytelling. It really is.
Have you watched the director's cut of it?
No, because when I looked it up, they said it was only on like Apple TV or something like that.
That's poopy.
Yeah, and I want to see it because he said that there's like so much extra scenes in there, and I'm like, I want to see that. I need to see that. At some point, I'm gonna get my hands on that. But yeah, that's where that's gonna sit. S tier for sure. Stuber, Company Fox, director Michael Dowse. Where did my thing go? There it is. Director Michael Dowse, and came out July 12th, 2019. That's F tier. F tier. Did I put an F tier? Nah, I'm gonna put E tier. I'll put E tier. It's my first E tier. Because it's you can watch it. I don't recommend you watch it. There's no reason to watch it. It's like I appreciate what what's his name? Batista's doing, where he's trying to get his John Stamos on. Or not John Stamos. He's trying to get his Jason Statham on. He's trying to get his I'm gonna be an action star. He wants to be that action star. Yeah. He wants to be that Vin Diesel. But the problem with that is we already had a Vin Diesel character in Hollywood. Like, we already got that beefed up dude.
Yeah, it's Vin Diesel.
Yeah, it's Vin Diesel.
Or The Rock.
Right. So we literally have 2 of them, And clearly Vin Diesel and The Rock can't work together in the same space. R.I.P. to Fast and Furious franchise.
Let's throw them all in one movie.
One movie. So The Expendables. So The Expendables Part 4.
Yes.
Because they already kind of did that.
I'm the leader. No.
That would be that. Honestly, mark my words. That's probably what they're gonna do. They're gonna bring back Expendables Part 4, and that's honestly what they're gonna do. Dave Bautista is gonna be in it. Jason Statham, I'm pretty sure is already in the Expendables, but he's gonna be in it again. And then they're gonna get The Rock and Vin Diesel, and they're gonna fight on set. It's gonna be wild, and we're gonna talk about it on the podcast. Mark my words. Stuber is a terrible movie, though. Stuber's plot is so dumb.
It's stupid.
This dude is an Uber driver, and he gets LASIK eye surgery, but he needs to get to his daughter's like gallery hop or something like that by the end of the night. But he was he was like a detective.
Yeah, he's like a cop.
He was a cop, but he got like discharged
glasses.
or something. He got like it's dumb plot, dumbest plot ever. So he's just like thrown into this wild chase because he's trying to catch the guy that killed his partner years ago that got him discharged, but he can't. He's not at full capacity. He can't really fight because he's got LASIK eye surgery, so his eyes are bad. Right? Dumb plot. Total E. Watch it if you want, but only if you hate yourself. All right, next movie, got The Lion King, directed by Jon Favreau. Disney movie. Came out July 19th. Theatrical release. I'm sorry, John. I hate to do you like this, buddy. I really hate to do you like this. This is a D. This is our first D, guys. You know why this is a D? Because you can't take a film that is known for its caricatures of animals in cartoon form and make them super realistic, uber realistic, and think that like that same emotion is going to transcend. Mm-hmm. It's not.
Yeah.
And it didn't. And you cut out a lot of the great songs that were in the original and didn't put them in this new version. And the songs are what make that movie. It's the songs and it's the animation performances by the animators, honestly, because there's no mocap. Those animators did a fantastic job of conveying emotion with these creatures, and that's what we loved about that film, that original film. We didn't like it because they looked real. They weren't supposed to look real. They're cartoons. So when you do a live action, you gotta dial it back a little bit. I don't want to feel like I'm watching Nat Geo with voices talking to animals. That sounds weird, and that's what we got, and that was weird. All right, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So that was produced by Sony, directed by Quentin Tarantino, came out July 26. I'm going to go ahead and say I like this movie. I liked it a lot. It was very long. The payoff at the end was cool, and it was a good scene. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it an A. I'm going to give it a solid A. Go see that movie if you haven't seen it. If you enjoy good acting and good dialogue, that's always a great excuse me. That's always a great reason to watch Quentin Tarantino. He is very good at dialogue. He's very good at making or getting actors and that are really good at their craft. So watch it. It's a good film. The length was a bit unnecessary. It did not need to be that long for the amount of things that were done in it, and that's why it's not S tier and it's an A tier. Moving on from that, we got Hobbs and Shaw. Was it really produced by $7?
That's literally the only company they showed. I'm sure it's also Universal.
I'm sure it has to be Universal. Yeah. Directed by David Leitch. Came out August the 2nd. Theatrical release. I want to put this at F tier so bad because I thought this movie was such trash. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sit in the same area as Lion King. It's going to be a D tier. You can watch it if you want to watch it, but there's no real point. I thought the plot was stupid. I thought the plot of this was like so dumb. The villain seemed so uninspired. It's just like, oh, he's got the super soldier serum, basically. He's like Captain America. He's unstoppable. How are we going to stop him? With cars and Hawaiian men. That's how.
I don't know if they were Hawaiian men, but
they were Hawaiian men. They went to Hawaii.
No, they didn't.
Where'd they go?
They went to Samoa. The Rock is Samoan. He's not Hawaiian.
Isn't Samoa in Hawaii?
No, it's Pacific Islander. Hawaiians are Pacific Islanders. Samoans are also Pacific Islanders, but they're not Hawaiian.
Where do they live on those rocks where Hawaii is?
They live in a different part of those rocks. Not in Hawaii, though. They're living.
You're telling me there's another country over there?
There's a lot of other countries
in Hawaii, like where Hawaii.
There's like 5 rocks. The 5 islands that are Hawaii that America owns, that is Hawaii. I'm sure Samoa is an American territory.
Who learned me in school? I'm upset at it.
You probably
no one ever taught me this.
You probably aim towards more of like math and science. I was more of a history and like.
I hated math.
Oh, then I don't know.
I was more of I want to talk during class.
I don't think Samoa and Hawaii is the same.
Interesting. Maybe what if there's no such thing as Hawaiians and what Hawaiians are is really Samoans? What if that's what it is? And you're just dead wrong.
Then I don't know. Tell me in the comments. Tell me in the comments, or message our
Send Ian a
Instagram.
letter at 123 Sesame Street Drive.
Yeah.
All right. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. CBS Films produced it, directed by Andre Overdahl. Came out August the 9th. And this movie it wants to be a F tier so badly, but it's gonna sit right next to Stuber at an E tier. It was not a good movie. It was not an enjoyable movie to watch. They just took a bunch of random ass stories that had nothing to do with each other,
No,
and they
true.
just like
that's very true.
they tried to almost be Stranger Things mixed with it, and like have a ragtag group of kids each go through a different story basically, and the formula was just uncovered instantly, and it's just like, oh come on, you're just gonna do this again, over repeat it for the next scene, and then again until they all die, or what's the goal here? Nah, not worth it. Don't go see it. Good Boys. So this was a Gene Stupnitsky Gene Stupnitsky film. Came out August 16th, theatrical release. Good Boys I really enjoyed. Good Boys was probably the first good, it was probably the first comedy movie that had recent comedy movie that really made me laugh in a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and sit that at A. Solid A. That was a good film. Definitely go see it. It was, I think, written or at least co-written by Seth Rogen. He definitely had a part in making this film.
Yeah.
So it does have a super bad feel to it, but it's with kids, and you would think that middle schoolers can't be funny, but it was actually really freaking funny. They played off of their humor and their innocence really well, and I appreciate that. All right, Ready or Not, produced by Fox, directors Matt Bentinelli, Opland. Sorry, he has a little dual name there, and Tyler Gillette. And this was a theatrical release.
I'm sorry.
And Ready or Not, let's see, that was a good film. It was a very good dark comedy. So that was good to see after Good Boys, because I feel like I was still in that comedy mood of like, oh, okay, I feel like I could watch more comedy movies. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna sit that at an A. Ready or Not was really good. Now you have It Chapter 2. Ooh, interesting film. Produced by New Line Cinema, directed by Andres Muschietti, and this came out September the 6th. Oh, I want to say we'll give it an A. That's also an A. We're having a lot of movies in A tier. It was a solid film. It was a bit too long, and that's why it shouldn't be an S in my opinion. It was a bit too long. You can't hate on the movie too much because they really kind of stuck to the plot of the original. So if you hate on it for the plot, then you just don't like the original story. And if you saw the original story, then and you didn't like it then, why did you go see it now? Would be my question. So from just like an enjoyment standpoint, I would say I enjoyed it a lot. I didn't enjoy how long it was, since they did kind of have their own little formula of what they were doing plot wise, and it was just kind of repeating for a bit until things changed up in the third act. And since they did that, you knew what the next scene was going to kind of be to an extent, or at least you knew what to expect. And yeah, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. All right, Joker. This film, man, this film was like so controversial and just talked about all like for a long, not all year, but like for a while, like up until when it was announced to its actual release. This film was just like all over media, all over social media, and I think that contributed to a lot of its success. I think we built so much of a buzz about it, albeit a lot of it negative. We really just got so many people thinking about this film that tons of people went to go see it. And they should. It was a good movie. It was a really, really good movie. I want to see it again so I can get a better feel for it without all the like the hubbub of everything going on, because we saw opening weekend with all the crazy scares and everything going on about people fearing that premiere showings were going to get shot up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like I definitely was a bit like not focused entirely on the movie, just a bit anxious and on edge because of that. So I want to see it again. I want to see it again. But with that being said, solid A. Solid A of a film. Go see it. Go see it. It is a bit disturbing, but worth it. In the Tall Grass. This was another Netflix movie directed by Vincenzo Natali, and this came out October 4th. This was a Stephen King movie, sort of. It was a book that was written by Stephen King and his son. So they threw the Stephen King title on it, and people were automatically like, "What? That's crazy!" But no, 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 no. Let's get it right, honey. It was him and his son. And if I had to bet money, I would say it was more so his son, because this movie was not that good. It was okay at best. It was eh. It's gonna have to sit up there with Hobbs and Shaw and Lion King at a D. If you want to watch it, you can watch it, but you definitely don't need to. You're not gonna miss out on anything if you don't. The plot of this film was just kind of, it made no sense. It literally made no sense. Things are just like running around. It just didn't make any sense. Ian, you're very quiet.
I am. I don't want to give too much away of my list.
Doesn't matter.
So
I'm gonna talk when you're talking. So
yeah,
matter.
that's true. um, no, I mean, you said pretty much everything that I was wanting to add in. If you forgot to say it about his son and everything.
So. Yeah. Okay. Do. What the hell happened? In chapter 2, Joker.
Yep, we're right.
In the talk. Oh, I'm blind.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I was confused with what was
okay, so I can't read.
Snoot.
So we got Little Monsters. This was produced by Snoot Entertainment.
Snoot.
I think it's either an Australian or a British production company. And this is directed by Abe. I can't pronounce your last name. I'm not even gonna try. Yeah, sure. Did you sneeze?
I did a little as I was pronouncing his name. Yes.
Gesundheit. This came out on October 8th, starring Lupita Nyong'o. We love her. That's the princess from freaking Black Panther.
This was where was the show at?
Also the main character from Us.
Yes.
This was a Hulu movie.
Yeah.
This was a Hulu movie, and honestly, I did not expect this one to be as good as it was. Solid B. Solid B film. Heartwarming. It's a movie about zombies, and they made it heartwarming. How? It's about zombies and kids. The zombie like trope and the zombie apocalypse theme has kind of been so overdone in TV and film, but like they found a way to make it fresh and funny.
Yeah.
And heartwarming. I almost teared up in a scene. I was like, "Aw, this is cute. This is cute," which you wouldn't expect to say about a zombie film. All right. Another Netflix movie. You got El Camino, produced by Sony Pictures, directed by Vince Gilligan, the same guy who directed Breaking Bad. Why do you say he directed this and Breaking Bad? Because this was the untold story of what happened to the infamous Jesse Pinkman after the events of Breaking Bad. Now, Ian, you did not watch. Yeah, the final conclusion. You did not watch Breaking Bad. You still have not seen Breaking Bad.
I've seen the first or two episodes.
It's not enough, man. You gotta see the whole thing. It's a top tier in my top 10 list of favorite TV shows of all time. Easy. Breaking Bad goes on there, and I feel like it goes on a lot of people's lists as top 10. Some people probably top 5. It's a fantastic show, and Jesse Pinkman was the accomplice to infamous Walter White, physics teacher turned meth creator and dealer at times. And it's just a roller coaster ride of a TV show, roller coaster ride of a story. And El Camino was a roller coaster ride of a conclusion to what happened after the final events of the TV show. because it does leave you on a bit of a cliffhanger. Not for Walter White because we know what happens to him, but it leaves you on a cliffhanger what happens to Jesse in the TV show. And I'm gonna go ahead, and this is gonna have to go S tier. This is my first S tier since Midsummer, and it's got to go up there because there's nothing bad about this. It told a fantastic short story of someone that we wondered what happened to him afterwards, and it ended in a way that made you go, okay, I don't need more.
And
Say
had
no
a
more.
performance, the last performance of an actor who passed away through this year.
Who?
I don't know his name, but he was in Jackie Brown.
But who in the show?
He was the arms dealer who he would sell guns and stuff, and Jesse went in. Oh no, I'm sorry. He was the vacuum guy.
Oh, the guy that helped him escape or whatever.
Yes.
He passed away.
Yeah.
Because he was big. Not so big, but he was an important character in Breaking Bad because Walt used him at one point, and we got to see him in a couple episodes. Man, I didn't know he passed away.
Yeah.
He didn't seem like he was that old.
He was pretty old. Yeah.
Wow. R.I.P. to you, man. R.I.P. to you. All right. Zombieland, double tap. Back to comedy and zombies. But is this film like Little Monsters? We'll see. So, Columbia Pictures, directed by Ruben Fleischer, came out October 18th, theatrical release. I didn't really enjoy this movie that much. It was okay. It was an alright movie. So this is gonna sit right next to Shazam, honestly. C tier, easy. See it if you want to see it. Don't see it if you don't want to see it. It's funny. It's not too funny, but it's also just like a movie that just didn't need to be made. They waited 10 years to make this movie, and if you're gonna wait 10 years to make a movie, you shouldn't make it seem like 6 months passed in between.
Yeah.
You know, it's story-wise, it doesn't make sense because the little girl was a little girl and now she's like an adult. And like they tried to make that part of the story, but it just doesn't make sense because she was a little girl in the first one. And now she's a teen, like an actual like 16-year-old wanting to like date boys and say, just it shouldn't have been made. Shouldn't have been made. Jojo Rabbit. It's one of my favorites of this year. This is a combination effort production wise by Fox and TSG Entertainment, directed by Taika Waititi, famously known for being the director of Thor Ragnarok, as well as
where he like got his name.
Oh yeah, he's out there now. He really is, and he's directing the new Thor: Love and Thunder. Hopefully that's not bad. Oh my god,
I hope it's.
I pray to Zeus and all the thunder gods that this is not a bad film. But he also voices Korg. For those of you who don't know, Korg, the rock guy.
Hey man, we're gonna go take over this ship. You want to join us?
Yeah, he plays the rock dude in Avengers Endgame as well as Thor Ragnarok. So let's talk about Jojo Rabbit. Jojo Rabbit was a fantastic film. Jojo Rabbit is a film. It's a fantastic, not retelling, but it's a fantastic little look into World War II and what was happening in Nazi Germany at the time. And it's a bit satirical. It's a lot satirical, actually. It basically just depicts this kid, who's in some sort of weird summer camp to like train to be a Nazi. Such a funny concept and odd, but it works. And his subconscious, or his like that's not even subconscious, it's his imaginary best friend. His imaginary best friend is Adolf Hitler. So it's just like played also by Taika, who did a fantastic job playing him. Interesting film. I think it was very heartwarming. Very similar in my opinion to Little Monsters. Little Monsters was a film that is normally dark in subject matter, but came out to be very heartwarming. Whereas Jojo Rabbit, World War II, extremely dark in subject matter, but it ended up being heartwarming at times and sad in others and funny in a lot. So I'm gonna give it a solid A. Solid A. See it if you haven't seen it. It needs to be seen. Let's go with Rattlesnake. This is a Netflix film directed by Zach Hilditch. Came out October 25th. I'm gonna make this one short and sweet. F tier, easy. Terrible movie. Don't see it. Don't need to see it. They tried to do some really twisted plot of like, you gotta kill somebody because your daughter got bit by a snake, and we saved you with magical juju powers that the rules say that that now you got to take a life, and it made no sense. It absolutely made no sense. We'll move on from that. I don't want to dwell too much on that. Doctor Sleep, great movie. Warner Brothers produced it, directed by Mike Flanagan. Sounds like sounds like the owner of like a pizza joint. Like, come on down to Mike Flanagan's. Mike Flanagan's got the hot pies for you. You like hot pies? I like hot pies. Let me get you a hot pie. Come on down to Mike Flanagan's hot pies, where the pies are hot and the hots are hotter.
I was thinking more of like a car dealership. Mike Flanagan's car dealership.
Hi, my name is Mike Flanagan's. Go on down to Mike Flanagan's Chevy Auto. You like deals? I got deals. We got deals. You want deals? I got deals.
Now, this is not. We're making fun of him, but this is a no name. This is not a no name director.
It's not.
No, he directed Hush. He did Oculus. He did what's that new Netflix series that it came out last year? It's not new. It's what is it? It's the Haunting of Hill House.
Oh,
yeah.
Let me talk about it. Doctor Sleep, great film. I like this film a lot, like more than I thought I was going to, and I'd never seen The Shining. It's the sequel to The Shining.
Another Stephen King.
It's another Stephen King. Yeah, it was the sequel to The Shining, and I enjoyed it a lot. Easy, S tier. See this if you haven't. Easy S tier. All right, Charlie's Angels. Columbia Pictures, directed by Elizabeth Banks. Shouts out to my female directors out there. We love you guys. Came out November 15th. Theatrical release. Charlie's Angels was an interesting film. Charlie's Angels, I feel like it didn't reinvent the wheel, although they were trying to definitely be more PC, and more. They definitely were trying to be more with the times of everything's so racially charged and everything's so sexually charged now, and not necessarily in the sense of like sex, but like in the sense of like sex, like your gender, like female or male, or other genders, So like they were definitely in this film trying to lean onto that and showcase that, which was I feel like in this medium it was fine, because that's like Charlie's Angels. It at its rarest form is a group of it's an agency of women who are badass and doing badass things, and with that I feel like that gave them free reign to kind of play with it and see what they could do with it, how far they could go, what they could show, what they wanted to show, and they did that. I'm just not going to rank it super high because it just wasn't that good of a film. Like it was a Charlie's Angels film, solid. It was okay, it's watchable. B, solid B, right next to Little Monsters, Godzilla, the Shockingly Evil, Wickedly Vile, and what's that one? Glass. It's watchable. It's definitely a good film. Knives Out. Ooh. So this is a Rian Johnson film, who also directed episode 8 of Star Wars.
The Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi. But we're not here to talk about The Last Jedi. What we are here to talk about is Knives Out, which Knives Out is a whodunit. It's an original story by Rian Johnson. It's a murder mystery with an all-star cast of so many well-known, a lot of people. Chris Evans, Catherine Langford, Jamie Lee Curtis. Michael Shannon, Daniel Craig, the black dude from Atlanta, not Daniel Kaluuya, but no, Daniel Kaluuya's not in Atlanta. Crap, I can't. Oh, Lakeith Stanfield. Jeez, there's a lot. There's a lot. You even got the dude from It, the kid from It.
Yeah, the one
with the stutter.
Yeah.
So many, and it was a fantastic film.
Mike.
Like,
I'm sorry,
what's up?
His name was Mike.
Mike, yeah, it keeps you guessing. It keeps you intrigued the entire runtime. S tier, easy S tier for me. Honey Boy, man, here we go. This was produced by Amazon Studios, surprisingly. They were the main ones that were like posted on all the posters from what I saw. They were the ones that did a lot of the distributing at the very least. So. And then it was directed by Alma Harrell. Shouts out to my female directors. You did a fantastic job, yes. Alma. Let me give you a little bit of extra credit there. Where it's due, honestly. Fan freaking tastic job, Alma. I I appreciated your willingness to work with these actors in this film, and especially with Shia, given what the situation he was in at the time, because this movie is basically a diary of it's like a visual diary of what's been going on in Shia's head from birth to now, because this film was actually still it was being filmed during his sessions, during his therapy sessions.
Really?
Yeah, where he was
Wow.
like those scenes where we saw him talking to the therapist and being in that home. He was still doing that
Wow.
while
I
this
didn't
was
know
being
that.
filmed. Yeah, so it
That's
was like
crazy.
really like he was really still very much so living his truth within this film, which made it that much more beautiful. This film is a love letter to Shia's inner self. It's like I'm sure it was extremely freeing for him. I'm sure it was. And if you are a fan of cinema and to any capacity, I implore you, please watch Honey Boy. It is worth it. It is worth it. And for that, I give it S tier. Easy. Easy S tier. Now, Marriage Story. This was double produced by Heyday Films as well as Netflix. It is on Netflix if you guys want to see it. Directed by Noah Baumbach. And this came out November the 6th. Now, I want to say Marriage Story, I didn't think much of it when we watched the trailer. I didn't think that it was going to be. I honestly just didn't think about it. And I think I was just bored one day and I wanted to just kind of like look at a movie. You ever get in those moods where you're just like, I just want to watch a movie. Like I don't
Yeah.
want to like I feel like I watch more TV shows than you do. So like I'm always watching TV shows. I'm not all the time watching movies. I almost kind of save movies for like watching with people. I
Yeah.
don't often watch a movie by myself, unless it's
I
for the
understand what you mean.
podcast or something. So like I was just in a mood where I was just like, I just want to let me just watch a movie, and it was just plastered on Netflix, and I'm honestly so glad that I watched it because this film it's so interesting because it basically just showcases um and not showcases but it basically the film shows you the kind of like the life and of what of people, just real people in the real world who are going through a divorce. It stars Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson as this um separated married couple who have a kid, and they live in New York originally, and they're going through a divorce. And I applaud the show for its realism. It really wanted to be truthful to just how life is. Life isn't always sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes it is though. Sometimes you have moments that are beautiful. Sometimes you have moments that are so beautiful that you could cry, and sometimes those moments they fleet, they go away, and then you're left with the reality of what life really is. And life is harsh, life is unpredictable, life is unfair a lot of times. And I feel like this film showcased that so beautifully, so beautiful. S tier. Easy. S tier. See it if you haven't seen it. um Star Wars, The Rise of the Skywalker. Man, you guys, what can I say about this film? This film has gotten so much buzz, like before release, after release, but I don't want to get into too much of this because you can talk about Star Wars for five ever.
Yeah.
um I just want to break it down to the basics. This is the third film in a trilogy, where in this trilogy, the first film was written and directed by the same person as the third film, but the second one was not. And with that being said, there are going to be a lot of discrepancies. There's going to be a lot of things that don't add up, a lot of things that don't make sense. And I just had to accept that as a viewer. I accepted it. I said, okay, this is fine. Like I'm gonna accept that. I'm gonna accept the situation. That doesn't mean I'm not going to judge the content, but I'm going to accept the situation. So I accept the situation. And with that being said, as far as the content that was given, solid B. Solid B. It's not a terrible movie. It's not a great movie. It's not a terrible movie.
It has its ups and downs.
It has its ups and downs. Watch it. It's a good. It's a solid B movie. You know, it's definitely watchable. But there are people out here that are like, that movie was worse than Clone Wars, and I'm like, I don't even want to tell them that Clone Wars is my favorite film. But even without it being my favorite film, I'm just like, are you serious? What?
He's only recalling this because we had this happen to us. Literally, as we're going to see the next movie that he's going to put on the tier.
Yeah,
we had this happen to us. So.
It's so funny, man. It's so funny the lengths that people will go just to hate something.
Yeah,
it really is. It's like, dude, just take away the whatever good feeling I guess you get by just bandwagon hating something, and just genuinely allow yourself to experience something, and then let yourself give an honest opinion on it based on that experience. And I promise you, it's gonna be probably different than what you're saying to me now. You know what I mean? You know?
I agree.
But hey, that's why we got the podcast here, so we can try to give you guys a little bit of unfiltered, unadulterated, unedited, biased truth. Sometimes a little biased, but we'll let you know when the bias comes. All right, let's talk about cats. Cats. At a Tom Hooper joint. It came out December 16th. And Cats, S tier. Easy. Best film of the year.
No.
Better than Marriage Story.
My brain had to settle in for a second.
You're like, wait, S tier. F tier. Easy. Worst movie of the year, to be completely honest. And here's the thing. I'm not trying to bandwagon hate on it, because a lot of people do hate this movie, but they don't like it for a good reason. I don't know about what the reasons are, actually. I know that I don't like it for a good reason. I don't like this film because I think it's hard to develop and structure a plot that is only told through song.
Yeah.
There's no plot that is being told through any dialogue that is not being sung. And if there is no subtitles, lyrics on the screen for us to read, if we don't catch what someone said, then that's it. That's it. We missed a chunk of the plot, and now we're confused. And heaven forbid that happened multiple times, because then now we're really lost. So, yeah, I would say F tier, easy. Now, okay, Uncut Gems. This was produced by A24. Same company that produced Midsummer, one of my favorite, actually my actual favorite production company, definitely my favorite. They're an indie production company, So when you see an A24 film, you know that the budget's not going to be that big, and you know there's going to be a heavy focus on story, and that's one big reason why I love A24. Directed by Josh Safdie and Benny Sadie, came out December 13th, and yeah, theatrical release. This was an Adam Sandler joint, and which I think really diverted a lot of people away from it.
It did.
People think Adam Sandler. Why do I want to see this? But hear us out. Fantastic fucking film. This thing we talked about earlier about how you have actors who like to be themselves, they play themselves in roles, and they're the same person in every role. This film found a great way to take that version of acting and placed Adam Sandler into this character that was kind of similar to how Adam Sandler does act in certain roles, but to a different degree, to a slightly different degree. They fine-tuned it so it doesn't seem like it's just, Adam Sandler yelling. It's not just like Adam Sandler just yelling in that raspy voice. Oh, come on! It's not that. You can see hints of that, but that's not who this character is. And it was so beautifully done. I don't want to spoil a damn thing for the story, because you all need to see Uncut Gems. It is a thrill ride from start to finish. You won't want to get up from your seat. You won't want to look at your phone. You won't want to do anything else but watch this film. Fantastic. S tier. Easy. Easy S tier for me. All right, so now we have some of the films that we have seen that or I've seen that Ian has not seen. Men in Black International. Um,
Sony Pictures.
yeah, is that what this is called? Is it international?
Yeah, it's international.
I thought that was the other one.
No.
What was the other one called?
MIB3.
Yeah.
It was just MIB3.
Are you sure it wasn't MIB International?
No, because they stayed in this pretty much the same states.
Oh, MIB International was a solid E. I'm not gonna give it an F because it wasn't like the worst movie I had ever seen, but it was pretty darn bad. The they actually, I'm pretty sure the dude that plays the dude in Stuber is the voice of the alien in this movie. And they used him so much for like comedic relief, and it just was not funny. Like, I found myself cringing more than laughing at anything that he said. It's just like, oh, dude, come on. This isn't funny. The story is just weird. It doesn't make any sense. They're just like, it was like another kind of jab at like trying to. They were like trying to be progressive, and like, you just gotta just do it right, guys. Come on, come on. Don't make bad movies when you're trying to do stuff like that, because then when you do, then it's like more people are just gonna be like pissed when you try it again, and maybe that time that you do it again, it's gonna be really really good, and people aren't gonna want to watch it because they're like, whoa, you messed up. Men in Black International, when you tried it, you know, why should we believe you're gonna get it good this time? You know, just don't make bad movies like that.
Yeah,
Men in Black was bad. All right, moving on. The King. The King is a Netflix film. It was really good. It's like talking about the story of when, I think, when who invaded France? Britain.
I'm not sure.
You're the history. You just
I don't know about
you're the history.
American history.
You fucking racist piece of shit.
Hey, that's my culture. European is my culture, and I don't know much about it.
European white male.
I don't know much about it.
You fucking king of the hill head ass.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You fucking
give me my Alamo
Jerry
beer.
Springer white bread on.
Jerry Springer is Jewish.
Jerry Springer had a.
Oh no, that's Seinfeld. I'm sorry, Seinfeld.
What? You.
Jerry Springer was probably not Jewish.
You fucking. You marshmallow top head ass puff cream.
All right. Anywho, give this movie a tier.
I was trying to think of like
this
things that are white.
Deserves a home.
You pigeon poop. Sorry, I don't mean these things.
Just put this movie in a tier.
All right, The King it's a pretty good film. I'm gonna say solid A. Actually, I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was really cool. Standout role in this would definitely have to be Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson plays like some like prince or something of France, and you don't even know it's Robert Pattinson. Like, you're just like, damn, this dude got a thick ass accent, and he is really good at acting. But yeah, that's my list.
What would you say be your favorite movie from the S list, and what is your standout movie of the year that you went in not expecting anything?
Favorite movie of the S list, definitely Midsummer. Okay. That was just like, man, because I'm a horror movie fanatic. I love horror movies. Standout film, Uncut Gems, easy. I did not think that was gonna be good. I didn't expect it to be good, and man, was I blown away. Ian, tell him I was drunk going into the movie, and I made
drinking.
myself sober up because 10 minutes in, I was like, fuck, I need to pay attention. This has got me hooked already, you know. So that's how much I was just shocked by Uncut Gems and wanted to enjoy it. So that's my list here. We're gonna do a little switcheroo here and let you do your thing. I guess we don't need to do a switcheroo. I can just pass this down to you.
Oh, I was thinking we'd do a switch. I can't really even. I mean, I can see the screen, but I don't
want to mess with the mics and the channels because
that's fair.
You're on that side.
That's fair. So we're just gonna exit out of this real quick.
Yeah.
And we're gonna refresh it. Just make sure. We don't want to save that way. All right. So I won't go into as detail as Marquez since he kind of gave a big old description, but I'll just explain why I liked it and what movies I liked and whatnot. First movie up, Glass, M. Night Shyamalan. I like M. Night Shyamalan. Some of his movies are a hit. Some of them are a big miss. But this movie was solid. In the series, Split was a little better. It's a what are those called? A trilogy. So definitely go see.
We're getting a third.
No, this is the last.
Oh, you're saying Unbreakable Glass Split? Or
yes,
Split Glass.
Yes, Unbreakable Split Glass.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Split was a little better. Glass, I liked it. Samuel Jackson was good. They were all good. James McAvoy.
Split definitely was better, but also James McAvoy was the star of
yes.
like Split.
Bruce Willis was also in Glass. But B for me. Captain Marvel, not my least favorite Marvel film, but not my favorite. Oh shoot! Oops, didn't mean to switch those around.
If you hold on to it, Ian, and you drag it to the end of the screen, it will slide for you.
Okay,
so you don't have to do that.
Captain Marvel was an E for me. I don't want to put it as an F because there was things that worked for me that I enjoyed. I like Samuel Jackson in this film. Definitely though, they de-aged him, and you can't really tell until he starts running. So. But good movie with Samuel Jackson. Brie Larson was not that great. The story was not very good either. But it's an E. It's not an F for me. I save that for Thor and Iron Man 2 in Marvel. Us, Jordan Peele, second film by Jordan Peele. This movie, I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. I'm going to give it an A. It was very, very good. Go see it. Shazam, I enjoyed. I'm going to give Shazam a C.
C?
I want to give it a B, but Shazam wasn't very, very great. But I'm just happy that DC is just pumping out better movies now.
I love when that's the reason. Where it's not as shitty as what you did.
Yes.
But it's still kind of shitty.
Yeah, Hellboy also just a fucking awful movie. My gosh,
it's like you gave DC a curve.
I sighed so much in this movie. I just was like literally. I remember looking at Marquez and just going, can this movie just fucking end?
Remember the cat, dude? Remember the cat?
Oh yeah, they kept on adding characters that they acted like we knew, but we had no idea about.
That was like, awful. Yeah, you know Jeremy, right? He's the anamorphic cat man.
Oh my gosh, please.
With ninjutsu.
I love David Harbour. I love David Harbour. Bad movie. I'm sorry, David. Hopefully, Black Widow will get you into the franchise.
Dude, I totally forgot about the fucking cat, dude.
Oh, I did too until you brought him up. Avengers Endgame, first S tier for me.
S tier, baby.
It was a fantastic film. Overall, my experience at the film was fantastic.
One of the best viewing experiences.
Oh my gosh, people standing up, cheering. Okay, listen. Any other movie that does that, don't do that in the movie theater. But this movie deserved that. That movie straight up deserved that. It needed to be stood up and cheered. It needed to be stand up and be like, this is not your typical film.
Of course.
It's a Marvel movie ending.
Yes.
And I enjoyed every bit about it. Funny other side story. When we went to go see this with our other friend, we were walking in and these two random people pulled out and said, "Hey, what movie are you gonna see?" And we were like, "Oh, we're gonna go see Endgame." And they're like, "Oh, cool. Do you want to buy some of our edibles?" And we said, "No." And they said, "Oh, we were just kidding," and then drove off. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever experienced.
It was the best cover up I'd ever seen in
my
life.
I mean, like, what do they think we were going to be like?
Oh, we're just kidding. I would have never guessed.
Yeah, it was bizarre. Shockingly Evil, the Zac Efron Ted Bundy movie. I liked it. It's not my favorite film. I think it's a C. It's just after learning more about Ted Bundy, that I will say that it was a B until I learned more about Ted Bundy and about all the movie magic they put into it. Because I like certain aspects of movies to be more realistic than they are, unless they do it absolutely well.
I see.
So that's why it's a C for me. Pokemon Detective Pikachu. I'm gonna put this at a D. I know you hate it, but I was nostalgia. I love Pokemon.
You
Everything
can't just
about
give
Pokemon.
it a D because you saw a live action version of Bulbasaur.
Listen, it's a D.
That's whack.
Godzilla King of the Monsters. I'll put it at a C. I enjoyed it. I was not it's not my favorite movie, not Avengers esque, but it definitely is fun. Hopefully they can get it on because Kong Skull Island and what's that in the same universe. So
yeah,
hopefully we can get a good Kong versus Godzilla film. Dark Phoenix. Let me tell you this. This is a big whopping pile of shit right here. Dark Phoenix is an F. The only best parts about this movie
was when they had Quicksilver.
Quicksilver was good. I liked Micro Fassbender
in
it.
One time.
All the action scenes with Magneto, and I do like the James McAvoy scene, even though you don't like it, where he stands up on his legs.
Gross.
Oh, it's gross as hell, but it's interesting.
That's why why it sucks, because it's gross. It doesn't make sense.
No, I won't defend that because you love Midsummer, and Midsummer is just gross. But it's good.
Has two scenes that are gross.
Child's Play, the remake. 2019. It's a D for me. I enjoyed it. I wasn't too thrilled about it. It's a D. I would say the same thing for the 70s movie. Was it 70s or 80s?
Yeah, I want to say 80s. I don't think it was 70s.
Annabelle Comes Home. Now, I will say I was not always a big fan of these type of paranormal movies. I started to become a bigger fan when I watched Netflix's TV series, The Haunting of Hill House. But then after going back and watching Annabelle Comes Home and then rewatching The Conjuring and all these, I fell in love with this series. I love the characters. I love the storyline. I'll put it at an A just because I'm hopeful to see what Conjuring 3.
And like I said, consistent, right?
Yeah, it's consistent. They're so very consistent.
Their movies are so consistent.
Yes. Spider-Man Far From Home, another A movie for me. Didn't break the ground. Definitely the best scenes are with towards the end with Mysterio.
Mm-hmm. Jake Gyllenhaal, fantastic actor.
Very good Jake Gyllenhaal.
Let's get him in more stuff.
Midsummer. I'm gonna put it at a B. For me, I
can respect that from you because you aren't a horror person, and I feel like I've been really pushing for you to get more into horror recently, and you didn't want to see this movie, and we got you in there, and you did see it.
Yeah. So it was too.
A B for Ian for this
for
really
me, yes.
really means an S tier.
Yes. No, I agree. I will agree with that. Here's the thing: it's written fantastic. The writing, there's not a problem with this film. It's just it's too gory for me. I can't take all the gore. I can't take where they're literally their body, their inner body parts are literally stretched out. I just couldn't take that. I just. That's just me. I had to look away from the movie, and that's why I just can't. And I did the same thing for Hereditary. Hereditary, fantastic film, but I just can't take. I can't take that. It's too realistic for me.
No, I got you. I guess I don't know. I've ever since I've seen so many behind the scenes of how things I know how so many things are made in film now that when I see stuff like that, I get more excited when they do look super real because I'm like, ooh, that's a good effect.
Yeah.
Practical or special, whether.
Yeah. Stuber, I'm going to put this. Oh gosh, I want to put this at an F.
Do it, man.
I'm going to put it at an F. I like Dave Bautista, big wrestling fan, going into the Hall of Fame. Good for you. Had a very big career.
He's in the Hall of Fame of wrestling.
He's getting inducted this year.
Oh, dope.
I like you as Drax. I think you're a fine actor. Stuber just was not that fine of a movie. The Lion King, I'm putting this at an F. It took my favorite movie. Lion King is my favorite all-time Disney movie.
Damn, dude.
And they just pooped all over it.
Dude.
Jon Favreau, not a bad director. Go watch The Mandalorian on Disney Plus.
I feel hurt by that.
No, listen, I was hurt by The Lion King. I love The Lion King. I love The Lion. That is my all-time favorite animated Disney film.
I didn't know that. Dude.
And they shit on it. And I just felt it was shit on.
A personal vendetta.
It is. Yeah, it's an F. Moving on. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
God.
Tarantino. I love Tarantino.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it at an A just because, it's not my favorite Tarantino film. I love the Leonardo DiCaprio. I love Brad Pitt. I love Tarantino and Margot Robbie as well. And I wanted it to be an S movie.
Yeah, same.
But it just wasn't. It wasn't. But go see it. It's still fun. Hobbs and Shaw. I'm gonna put this at a C. I love The Rock, and I think the chemistry between Rock and is that Jason Statham? Is that his name?
Statham.
I think they had a good chemistry. Idris Elba was fine in this film. Not too bad, but just not
This
fantastic.
wasn't the best plot.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Scary Stories. I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put it at a D. I would have put it at a C, but after it's not scary after the third or fourth, not the third or fourth, after the second kid.
It almost got silly.
Yeah, it got really silly.
It was honestly silly.
Yeah, and so it didn't work. Who knows what the sequel is going to be like, because I'm sure that's
Floop's Fluglies were scarier than the monsters and Scary Stories tell in the dark. And now it's time for Floop's Fluglies.
Good Boys. Good Boys. I'm going to put at a B. Not a lot of the jokes hit with me. I did enjoy it. Did you at
least laugh at the pretty much the end credit little joke thing that they were trying to do?
Oh yeah, no, the ending was
the girlfriend
funny.
Or whatever.
No, that was great. I loved the ending. The ending was fantastic. So good. Yeah, it was a good film. I'm not saying that it was a bad film. It just was not. It was not my. It just the jokes was not. Really
that's the beauty of comedy.
Here's the thing.
It doesn't hit everyone.
Yes,
the same.
That's true. That is very true. Ready or Not. This is an S tier.
Damn, dude. S tier.
I enjoyed this movie so much.
You did like it.
I was blown away through everything. I was expecting nothing, and I really did enjoy it. It's a hell of a ride.
Yeah.
Both figuratively and if you watch the plot, it's actually a hell of a ride. Yeah. It Chapter 2.
Shut the fuck up.
It is. That's
with
the
your
point.
Joke. I'm mad.
It Chapter 2 is an A for me. I liked it. I love a Stephen King movie. The later movie I will also explain. But It Chapter 2 was good. The first one was great. This one was also good. I don't think they took away from each other. I definitely think It Chapter 1 is probably a little better. But it's like Avengers 1 and Avengers 2. Like, they don't add or take away from anything. It just stays a little bit of the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. Good comparison.
It Chapter 2 is good. The Joker.
I don't know why I saw that. I saw Juno for a second. Juno.
Juno 2.
She's pregnant again.
I'm honestly, I'm gonna put it at an A. It wasn't quite an S for me. It's a good film though. S's, in my opinion, are like the most fantastic films that I've seen throughout the year. So,
yeah.
An A for me is like my top. S is like extremely above, but Joker's good.
You're saying you think I was too generous with the S's?
No. I mean, everybody has their opinion. I mean, people will put S as the A. You know what I mean? Like, but on my curriculum, like if I'm going off of a strictly A through F, you know what I mean? Like, an S is super fantastic.
And maybe I'm still super just polarized by the entire spectacle of everything going around that was surrounding the film of Joker, and maybe, and in all honesty, maybe that helped it put itself in S for me, which is also why I was saying I need to see this film again. I need to see it again.
I would like to watch it again too. But yeah, I liked it. I liked the ending. The ending was the best part.
Yeah.
With
good
when
payoff.
It goes on to very good payoff. It's everything that you want a Joker movie to be.
Yes.
So, go watch it if you haven't yet, and if you have, talk about it. Talk about how good it is.
Yeah.
This is a
Into the Tall Grass.
This movie fucking sucks, man. This movie's an F. I don't need to talk about
tier.
it. Okay, I will talk about it. Here's the thing.
Tell us why.
I'm sure the book is better. I looked up a little bit about the book, and it has nothing to do. There's a time loop in this movie, and the movie, because of that, I think is so bad.
They didn't describe the time loop. They made it so you had to come to that conclusion on your own, which made it stupid.
Yeah,
it was like, how are you expect like the majority of your audience to catch that in time for them to, to be already thinking about that while the plot is furthering?
Yeah, yeah, agreed. It's really bad. Little Monsters is a B for me. I laughed at this a lot. I loved all the characters. And
a little teary eyed.
yeah, I if I remember right, I did. It's a good solid film. That doesn't like break the grasp of A, but it is definitely a great film.
Mm.
El Camino is an A for me. And I've
And
never seen
that's
Breaking
without saying
Bad.
Breaking Bad too, which is nuts.
Yeah, I was like everything. I love the whole scene in the standoff area where he's like, Jesse is like, trying to communicate. Sorry. And where he's just like, they're doing a standoff. He's like, you're going to give me this money. You're going to do this.
I'm one of my favorite
Oh
scenes
my
too.
gosh. I love that. It's a good Western, a modern day Western movie. It's good. Zombieland 2. I'll put this at a B as well. I never seen Zombieland 1. I never seen Zombieland 1. But I enjoyed it. It's not as good as Ready or Not. But I did. It's very not as good as Ready or Not. But I did enjoy it a lot. I thought all the characters played off of each other very well, and they just like really seemed to care.
I love how you have a little like descending thing going on here right now with your list.
Jojo Rabbit. This is an S tier movie for me. I love this movie. It was really really good. It was sad. It was extremely sad. But it wasn't like a freaking. It was advertised as a comedy, but it was also like you kind of figured it was going to be sad. It wasn't like that type of movie that they did for Marley and Me, where they're like, "Yeah, Marley and Me, it's going to be like all sunshine and rainbows every day. It's going to make you laugh your ass off," and then you get there and you're just bawling tears by the end of it.
Yeah.
So
it didn't leave you in a state of despair. It let it let you feel real emotions, but then also the movie continued on because that's how life kind of works. Yeah.
All the actors were great. Taika Waititi was great. The guy who played that Nazi general was good.
Oh yeah.
The kid who played Jojo was good. His friend was good. He made me laugh every time he was on the screen.
The gay Nazi general.
Yeah.
Loved him. And so good.
Scarlett Johansson. I think this year is probably the best.
This is her
Scarlett
year.
Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson.
Besides Black Widow
coming out. She doesn't get nominated. Jesus, please.
Besides Black Widow coming out, this movie's
give this woman an award. She's killing the game.
Great movie. Rattlesnake, another F. This was an awful movie. Don't need to really talk about it. It was stupid.
It was bad.
Oop.
It was bad.
Doctor Sleep, another S tier movie for me.
Solid. That scene. I didn't even talk about it, Ian. That scene where they showed the camera of the witchy chick in the sky flying, and then how she flew into the house and the camera followed her like it was on some anti-gravity shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I remember, I think I looked at you and I was just like, whoa. Because it was just like beautiful cinematography. Like beautiful cinematography.
Yeah, Mike Flanagan really did a good job with this movie. It was just, I love The Shining. The Shining is my favorite horror movie of all time. And this movie did not disappoint. Did not disappoint at all. Go see this if you haven't seen it.
See it, please. I need this on DVD.
Charlie's Angels. I will stick to it that it's just a C.
Me Angel.
It is just a C. It's not anything fantastic, but it's not awful. I did enjoy. I enjoyed Kristen Stewart. I'm not a big fan of Kristen Stewart, but this movie I did enjoy her in.
Yeah.
Knives Out. This is an A for me.
Damn.
Yeah.
Put it S?
No, I wouldn't. I enjoyed it, but I felt like there was a lot going on for a whodunit, I guess, you know what I mean? But
that's what I loved about it, that it was like, I don't know, I guess because I already had that mindset that I was already, like, my brain was on overload, where I was just like thinking about every single little thing,
which I see,
trying to figure it out,
And I definitely appreciate that. I know why it is so many people's favorite movie of the year.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know, like, it was a good payoff. Everything about this movie was good. It wouldn't be S. I just wouldn't put it up to the 4 that I have there.
Yeah.
For me.
That's fair.
So, Honey Boy. I want to put this at an A too. It's a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
I cried. I laughed. I'm astounded that freaking Shia LaBeouf's dad didn't get thrown in jail immediately, from anything that he did in that movie, and that Shia LaBeouf just completely kept it together.
I think something that I mentioned to you that I didn't say when I was doing my tier list, but I mentioned to you after we saw this film, was that it's so crazy how we grew up almost with Shia. We grew up watching this kid on Even Stevens. Yeah. We grew up watching him in Holes. We grew up watching him in his movie where he plays the caddy. I one of my favorite movies of all time, Lawless. He's in that film. Like we grew up, we've been growing up watching this kid growing to a man, and all this time, we did not know that
his personal life was crazy.
Was struggling with all this nutty stuff, just completely crazy things and whatnot. It just goes. It's just a true testament to the fact that you should love your neighbor because you don't know what they're going through.
I really like the scene at the end, where he goes back to the motel like that he was living out of, and seeing the old prostitute lady that had such a big gripe with his father, and just seeing him walk in, and he has still such a respect for them, just because they really they raised him pretty much, the one girl at least did.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean,
awesome.
Yeah, and so it's a good film. Go see it.
Fantastic film.
Yeah, go see it. Shia LaBeouf, respect to you, man. I thought I had a crazy life.
Respect.
Marriage Story is an S tier for me. Everything.
I'm glad you see it that way.
Everything about this movie was fantastic. The acting, the story,
Jesus,
everything. Adam Driver, fantastic. Scarlett Johansson, fantastic. All the casting was great too. They had freaking old dude in there who was the first lawyer for, what's his name? He was on MASH.
Was it the older guy that was in his acting troupe that had a couple scenes where he would talk to Adam?
No, that I know who you're talking about. I don't know his name, but I know him too. He's an old actor too. The first lawyer for Adam Driver's character.
Oh, the nice old man.
Yeah. I haven't seen him in a movie in years, and I was like, oh.
I like this character. I loved how in the story they're like, all right, because he came at it from such a human standpoint of divorce is hard. Divorce is rough, but there's no reason why we can't all treat each other like humans. And I'm like, oh, that's cute. But that's not how a lot of people think about it.
And that's even how they explained it.
Exactly. That's why I appreciate that film so much, because they were so true to how life actually works when it comes to this stuff. This is coming from a kid talking about myself who went through parents going through custody battles, Like it's dirty, it's gritty, it's harsh.
Yeah. I love this. Go see it. It's on Netflix. It's for free. If you have Netflix. I mean, it's not really free. It's not really for free.
It's not for free.
But I mean, utilize that, because they're all theaters that are showing it. So, right. Rise of Skywalker. It's a B. It's a B for me.
Oh, you got me scared. I thought you were going up to S or A tier.
No.
What are you doing?
No. It's a big B. Big old B for me.
Did I put it at B or did I put it at C?
I think you put it at B. It's just, J.J. Abrams had to cram 2 movies into one. And so, and I still feel that was still a cohesive story than the second one that they did in this trilogy, in the sequel trilogy. So episode 9 is a solid B. I would probably put episode 7 as an A, just because it was probably a better film if we were comparing them all. But given the circumstances,
that's the thing that people need to understand. You got to look at the circumstances and don't gripe so much about things that couldn't really be fixed because of the fact that it wasn't written as a trilogy.
Yes. Cats. This movie fucking sucks, man. I fell asleep 3 times in this movie.
You were snoozing.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to be sleeping. I wanted to be sleeping. You woke me up.
You were taking a cat nap.
This movie sucks. This movie sucks so bad. I'm sure the play is good. I heard nothing but good things about the play. But it's such a bad movie. Les Mis is another one of those films that is all singing, and it was fantastic. I love Les Mis, but this movie, it sucks. It sucks so bad. Also, Amberlin Studios if you don't know what studio that is, that's the movie that made Cats. It's also the movie that made Jaws and also E.T. It is Steven Spielberg's um, animation studio. Or not animation, but studio.
I wonder why Steven Spielberg hasn't come out and endorsed Cats.
I'm pretty sure he thought the same thing. That it sucks. But I will, it's what was I saying? This movie was supposed to be all animated. It wasn't supposed to be weird 3D animated. It was supposed to be a 2D animation.
Oh.
And they stopped it for whatever reason.
They wanted to do photorealistic animals. They should have hooked up with Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
He would have got her done for you.
Yeah. Anyways, Uncut Gems, Adam Sandler. One of probably Adam Sandler's best performances in his entire life.
One of the best.
It's an A for me. I love this movie. It's a really good movie. It doesn't break Marriage Story though. It's fantastic. Everything. And I looked up about this because I came out of the theater saying there's no way that this can't be true because of how ridiculous this movie is. It is not true. It's an original property that I think they took bits and pieces from actual life, but it's good. Just in the entire ending of the film, I won't give too big spoilers since it is still pretty fresh. You want to crack open
another one of these?
We're almost done here, so I would say no because I don't know. I mean, we could chug it. I mean, I was going to because I finished mine really really fast.
Yeah. You should have said something, man. I mean, we don't have to think about our drinks like we used to or whatever. It's cool. Let's crack them open.
All right, sure. Why the hell not?
Yeah, I wish I would have said something earlier, dude. I'm so sorry. I'm just okay. It was hard for me to drink and talk when I was doing my bit, and now that I'm I finished mine. And I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna get another one.
All right. Anyways, Uncut Gems. It's a good film. It is just one of those films that is, it's not true, but it seems like it could be set in real life.
Yeah.
And so,
I'm digging the realism movies lately, man. I'm digging them.
Well, maybe because we've had such an overload of just fake,
people
obviously fiction
snapping
movies,
out half of the existence of life in the universe, and I don't know.
But anywho,
CIA agents who can't complete their jobs because of LASIK eye surgery, that ain't real.
Anyways, let's go see Uncut Gems. Adam Sandler deserves to be in the Oscar buzzworthy. Now, I did not see Men in Black International King, so I won't have those on my list. But I did see 4 other films that Marquez did not see. I saw Disney's Pixar's Toy Story 4. This one, it's a good Toy Story. Toy Story 1 and 2 will always be the better ones. But it's a solid B. Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele get back on the mic and are in this movie together.
So and
they're really funny. They're honestly probably the funniest bit of the...
Funnier than Keanu Reeves?
Oh, yeah. But yeah, a lot. Keanu Reeves was good. I didn't know that he played the character. I didn't know he was in this movie until they said Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, he's like the stuntman character.
Yeah, he's the Rick Stuntman or something like that. And then who else is in this film?
A lot of people.
I did not like Buzz Lightyear in this film. They made him seem very out of character in this movie.
How so?
He was really stupid. Which in the first movie, he was stupid, but not because he was stupid because he was stupid.
He just didn't know.
He was just
he wasn't aware of how things really were in the world. He was like, we're toys. That's it.
Yeah, he didn't know he was a toy. He thought he was an actual person.
Yeah. Sorry, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I said that wrong.
Yeah. But yeah, I was like, really? They're gonna make out of 1 through 3, he seems very reasonable and rational, and in the last film, he just seems like one of those stupid comedy reliefs that have nothing to do with the story. But they had a very, I will say, Woody does leave in this movie. Hopefully, they won't have another film. I'm fine.
Sayonara, buddy.
I'm fine with Toy Story 5 never happening.
I am too.
But
honestly,
it was a very good send off. It made me a little tear up just because of that was really it was the first Disney Pixar film I saw, and it is the first Disney Pixar film.
Are you serious? The first Disney Pixar film I saw was Bug's Life.
Really? No, Toy Story for me.
I think Bug's Life is so much better than Toy Story. Sorry, not sorry.
That's okay. Everybody has their different opinions.
Bug's Life is fantastic.
I do like Bug's Life. The Irishman. It's a Netflix film. It's Martin Scorsese who directed it and wrote it.
It's also 3 hours long.
Yeah, it's really, really long. I really like Martin Scorsese, but it's a C. It's not too fantastic.
Damn, a C? Like,
yeah,
they're like pushing for this film to be like the best film of the year.
It's not the best film of the year. I if you want a really, really good Martin Scorsese film, look at any of his other films.
Is it literally anything? Wolf of Wall Street. Oh my!
Shutter Island is my favorite by him.
Wolf of Wall Street,
Shutter
though. I could watch. If I had to pick, no, I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna give myself that. If you could pick one movie to watch for the rest of your life, I wouldn't say Wolf of Wall Street, but it would be a contender. It would be in the list of movies I'm thinking about because that movie is great.
I talked to my uncle about this actually over the holidays, and he said that he felt like it's a Scorsese film that was trying to be a Scorsese film.
What the hell does that mean?
It means that it was trying too hard to fit in his
genre of what he does.
Yeah, it was. It really was. Like, it just made it not, like, incredibly enjoyable because of it. Claws.
Scorsese trying to imitate himself.
Yeah, Claws. It's an animated film from a studio out of Spain. It's a Santa Claus film for your,
It's animated, right?
Yeah, it is. It's a 2D animated film.
2D animation.
And they did a fantastic job.
Well, it's 2020
Listen,
now, but like, wasn't
that
2019?
That 2D looks like 3D. Let me tell you that, and that's because of that. It's an A, and it's a new take on Santa Claus. It's not your typical
Santa Claus is a rapist murderer now.
Criminal Minds Santa Claus.
CSI KFC.
No, but seriously, like this movie it's good. It's a new take. It's not your typical like Santa Claus is coming to town or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer type of movie. Or Santa Claus with Tim Allen. It's a new take.
Don't freaking reference those trash movies.
What? Are you kidding me? Those are Christmas classics.
The Santa Claus with Tim Allen? Are you kidding me?
Okay, listen. Santa Claus 1 good.
You remember Santa Claus 3?
That was
when he had the body double?
That was a bad one.
It was a plastic man.
It was a bad one. We're moving on now because you're just trying. You're wanting to bring it up with that movie that I'm saying that this movie is not like that movie. And yet you're still trying to bring it up. Six Underground, new Ryan Reynolds film out of Netflix. This movie, if it was below F, I would put it below F.
Damn.
This movie is honestly the worst movie of the year for me.
No.
Cats is, oh my gosh, I would put Cats down there too.
Cats boo boo.
No, you didn't have to sit through a 2.5 hour long movie of Ryan Reynolds and the story made no sense. Michael Bay, it's a Michael Bay film.
Are things exploding?
It's awful. No, you could definitely tell it was a Michael Bay film though. There was so many cars.
Does he have like those weird jokes? Because Michael Bay has never been one to like be politically correct with his jokes. He likes to like dance along the lines of like subtle racy things or sexist things when he makes his jokes.
I'm sure there was like one or two in there, but I don't recall from them at this moment.
Do you remember like in Transformers, he had like the ghetto robots and like the Mexican robots.
Yeah,
and then he would any female in the show was always overly sexualized. Look at Megan Fox
that's
leaning her body over this Camaro, half naked.
There was 3 sex scenes in this movie.
3 with Ryan Reynolds?
With different people. Well, Ryan Reynolds was one of them, but with different people too in the lineup. There was 6 people who were like the bad guy. James Franco's brother is in this movie.
He has a sex scene?
No, he died.
He doesn't get laid. He gets offed.
Yeah,
but he doesn't get off. He just gets offed.
Yeah. But this movie, honestly, it was so terrible. I was watching it. My sister and I and my brother were watching it all one early morning. And my sister had to go to work, and she said, "Thank God I have to go to work and sling some dogs at Skyline." And my brother said, "I'm going to go into the other room and do something enjoyable." And so, yeah, this movie is obviously, it's honestly one of the worst movies of the year.
Is it worth doing a commentary over? I'm kind of
let's do a commentary. We would get drunk. We would get really drunk.
Have to get drunk.
It's like any times that Ryan Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds on the screen.
That's a good one.
Listen, and I like Ryan Reynolds. I do like Ryan Reynolds.
For those of you who don't know, for the uninitiated, a lot of times when we do our commentaries, our movie commentaries, we play a drinking game where, depending on what the movie is,
the thing is,
we will take a drink to whatever it is.
Everybody's uninitiated because we haven't released these yet.
But you're right.
Look at the Patreon. We'll probably put those there.
Yeah, once we get that up. But for now, hopefully you guys are just enjoying this content and the content on our YouTube channel, as well as the updates that we're giving you guys on Instagram.
Yeah. Gosh. Okay. And my final two verdict: the best movie of the year.
Yeah, best movie of the year, and then what was your standout movie? What surprised you that you didn't think was going to be good and it ended up being really good? So first one, best movie of the year.
Best movie of the year. I honestly,
you got to pick out of this 5 you have.
Yeah, I know.
Those are good contenders, dude.
Yeah, I know.
I'm so proud of you for putting Marriage Story up there because I feel like
it's why it's so hard.
It was such a well-written story.
Oh my gosh.
Man, like I'm almost about to tear up right now just thinking.
I will have to say Endgame is by far the best movie.
Okay.
Just because
and
of
that's
the
fair.
entire experience, the entire lead up and the entire just amazing thing that they did. You know what I mean? Like that they took all these 23 movies, you know what I mean, and just compiled it all into one. It's probably just like the Russos really did. They honestly love the property. You know what I mean?
They did a good job.
Standout movie. That's a really hard thing.
What did you think was gonna be that good and it turned out to be really good?
Ready or Not.
Really?
I didn't think Ready or Not was going to be good at all.
I can kind of almost agree with you there. I think for me, obviously, because I already answered it. Uncut Gems was mine, but that was probably my number 2. It would have been Ready or Not because when we saw the trailer, it didn't look that good.
Yeah,
you know, the concept seemed weird. It was like almost like they were like, oh, board games and family nights and now initiations that end in death.
Yeah,
but then you watch it and you're like, ooh, they did a great job of taking themselves seriously enough.
Yes,
that to where you didn't feel like it was a spoof, but also not taking themselves seriously to where you felt like, okay, that's unrealistic.
Yeah.
That makes absolutely no sense.
They had a weird concept and they weren't afraid of it being weird. You know what I mean? Like
they embraced it.
They all it was great. Good film.
So that's your list, bud?
That's my list.
Damn.
I like my list.
I like your list. I like mine more, but that's because it's my list.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be the podcast tonight, guys. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Again, we just want to make sure we apologize to you guys for taking that break unannounced, informed, unwarned. But
it was unwarned.
But we're back.
Yeah.
We're back with a vengeance. We're back with a sweet fire burning passion deep in our chest cavities.
For loins.
In our loins.
In our big toe.
And Ian's big toe. Because we really do love doing this, and that is why we took our break. We took our break because we don't want to get burnt out. We don't want to produce things that we aren't proud of for you guys.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's pretty much what it boils down to. So here's to the rest of the year, 2020. Hopefully it's a great one. Hopefully it's one that you guys are here with us, growing with us, enjoying this with us. And until next time, stay frosty.
One last clink.
One last clink, buddy.
All right. Stay frosty. See you later. Bye.